Alright, welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. In the last part, you guys are probably still recoiling from the evilness of that, cliffhanger, and so now I bring you the name of the client. You've made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today on the witness stand. Alright, okay. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? Yes, we do agree. Now, tell us. Now, sauce. What is it? I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corda? That person's name is... Adrien Andrews. What? Witness! That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrien Andrews. What? This can't be! On the phone earlier! What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Mad on guard, perhaps. I knew it. Objection! This is outrageous! I was deceived! This person is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelly DeKiller! My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. Smack. Oh, dang it, I said I would stop. Oh, well, you know, it's become a habit now. I'll just keep doing smack. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided this suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt on guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Beep. Smack. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrien Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, on guard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. DeKiller is lying. And on guard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Smack. Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelly DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified he has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and the button, donning the Nickel Samurai's costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste Impax was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say that you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Smack. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Request the trial continue. Phoenix. I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt on guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than on guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten on guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. D. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through this witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. D. Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need from me? Need me for, sorry. Epic fail. Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. D. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You're legal people in your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? About my client, Part 2. As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrien Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. Or my client did it, yeah. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrien Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corda was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client broken the rules. When she screwed the rules because she has money. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? Wow, that's awesome. Capcom actually kept count. I applaud you, sirs. At least in this series, not like Resident Evil and stuff. However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Objection! Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice right now. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. Nice. About my client, Part 2. Alright. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrien Andrews is my client. However, what? I want to know! Tell me right now! What is it, Mr. Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No! No, I'm not thinking of hiring Mr. Wright. Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that? You're on guilty! Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are hereby declared guilty! Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are you not? Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Oh, the judge is awesome. Guilty! Okay, let's see here. My client did defame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you. I have no intention of ever using your services. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? Frickin' judge. Adrien Andrews already knew from the very beginning that the Concordia was dead. From the very beginning? That is correct. Before my client visited the room, all my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. It is. Oh, wait a minute. The creation and planning of the knife button. Wait a minute. Let's see here. You remember what happened? She came in and was surprised that he was dead, and she put the glass down on the table. So why don't we present this glass? Objection! Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. D. Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrien Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Mr. Epic Fingerpoint had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Yeah, you remember that picture, don't you guys? Mr. D. Killer's supposed client through Mr. Corda had only... Client thought Mr. Corda had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured from the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrien Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? No, it is a very epic forehead! I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrien Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have not had knowledge of Mr. Corda's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrien Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix. If D. Killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Objection! Perfect timing. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. That sounded like an awfully weak objection to me. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony, and we're going to find out whether or not there was a contradiction in the next part. So, I will see you guys later.